You've been told that power corrupts, that strength makes you cruel, that to be powerful, you must become cold, calculating, ruthless. So you've spent your life choosing weakness over strength, kindness over boundaries, being liked over being respected. And now you feel powerless, walked over, invisible. But Friedrich Nietzsche understood something that will change everything. The most spiritual human beings, assuming they are the most courageous, also experience by far the most painful tragedies. But it is precisely for this reason that they honor life, because it brings against them its most formidable weapons. Here's what no one tells you about real power. It doesn't come from becoming cold. It comes from becoming so strong that you can afford to be warm. The people who hurt others aren't powerful. They're weak. They're so fragile that they need to dominate others to feel safe. True power is having the strength to be gentle, the confidence to be vulnerable, the security to be kind without being taken advantage of. Let me describe what your relationship with power feels like right now. You're afraid of it, afraid of wanting it, afraid of what it might turn you into. You've seen powerful people in your life, maybe a boss, a parent, a leader, and they were cold, distant. They used their power to hurt, control, manipulate. So you made a decision. You'd rather be powerless than become like them. You chose to be the nice one, the agreeable one, the one who never rocks the boat, never makes demands, never stands up for yourself. You tell yourself this makes you a good person, that choosing weakness is choosing virtue. But deep down, you're angry, frustrated, tired of being overlooked, undervalued, taken for granted. You watch other people get promoted while you stay in the same position. You see them command respect while you beg for attention. You notice how they set boundaries while you let people walk all over you. And you think, if only I could be more like them, but I don't want to become cold. So you stay stuck, too afraid of power to claim it, too tired of powerlessness to accept it. You've created a false choice in your mind. Be powerful and cruel, or be kind and weak. You see strength and warmth as opposites. You believe that to have one, you must sacrifice the other. When someone is assertive, you call them aggressive. When someone sets boundaries, you call them selfish. When someone refuses to be taken advantage of, you call them cold. Because you've been conditioned to believe that good people are supposed to be doormats. You've confused kindness with weakness, compassion with compliance, love with letting people hurt you. And this confusion is keeping you trapped in a life where you have no real influence, no genuine respect, no authentic power. You want to make a difference in the world, but you can't even make a difference in your own life. You want to help others, but you can't help yourself. You feel like you're living behind glass. You can see the life you want, but you can't touch it, because touching it would require power, and power feels dangerous. Here's why you're afraid of power. And it's not because you're naturally weak. From childhood, you were taught that power is bad, that wanting it makes you selfish, that using it makes you evil. You were told to be nice, to share, to think of others first, to don't be bossy, to don't be too much. The message was clear. Good people don't seek power. Good people sacrifice themselves for others. But here's what really happened. You were being conditioned to be controllable. Think about it. Who benefits when you're afraid of your own power? Who wins when you choose weakness over strength? The people who already have power. They taught you that power corrupts, so you wouldn't challenge their power. They convinced you that strength is cruel, so you wouldn't develop your own strength. Nietzsche saw this clearly. He called it slave morality, a moral system designed to keep the strong weak and the weak compliant. But there's something deeper happening here. Your fear of power isn't just about social conditioning. It's about trauma. Somewhere in your past, you experienced power being used against you. Maybe a parent who controlled through anger, a teacher who humiliated you in front of others, a bully who made you feel small. And your nervous system learned power equals danger, strength equals cruelty, authority equals abuse. So you developed what psychologists call learned helplessness. You convinced yourself that being powerless was safer than being powerful. But here's the cruel irony. Your powerlessness didn't protect you from abuse. It made you a target for it. The people who hurt you weren't powerful. They were weak people using power as a weapon because they felt powerless inside. Real power doesn't need to hurt others. It's so secure in itself that it can afford to lift others up. But you've never seen this kind of power, so you don't know it exists. Here's what no self-help book, no leadership course, no motivational speaker will tell you. The people who abuse power aren't powerful. They're terrified. They dominate others because they feel dominated inside. They control others because they feel out of control. They hurt others because they're hurting. True power is the opposite of what you think it is. It's not about making others smaller so you can feel bigger. It's about becoming so big that you can make others feel bigger too. It's not about taking from others. It's about having so much that you can give freely. It's not about being feared. It's about being so secure that others feel safe around you. Nietzsche understood this when he wrote about the Übermensch, not a cruel dictator, but someone who has transcended the need to dominate others because they've mastered themselves. The Übermensch doesn't need to prove their power because their power is obvious. They don't need to demand respect because respect flows to them naturally. They don't need to control others because they control themselves completely. This is what real power looks like. Self-mastery so complete that you become a source of strength for others instead of a drain on them. But here's the secret they don't want you to know. This kind of power is available to you right now. You don't need to become cold to become powerful. You need to become so warm that your warmth becomes a force of nature. You don't need to hurt others to protect yourself. You need to become so strong that others feel protected around you. You don't need to take power from others. You need to generate so much power within yourself that it overflows into everything you touch. The most powerful people in history weren't the cruelest. They were the ones who combined strength with compassion, authority with humility, power with love. Think about the leaders you actually admire, not the ones you fear, but the ones you respect. They weren't cold, they were warm, they weren't cruel, they were kind, but their kindness came from strength, not weakness. This is the moment most people click away. But stay with me, because what comes next will show you how to become this kind of person. So how do you develop real power without becoming cold? How do you become strong without becoming cruel? It starts with understanding that power and warmth aren't opposites, they're partners. Step 1, redefine power. Stop thinking of power as the ability to hurt others. Start thinking of it as the ability to help yourself. Real power is the ability to say no without guilt, the capacity to set boundaries without anger, the strength to be vulnerable without being weak, the confidence to be kind without being taken advantage of. Step 2, build internal power first. Before you can hold external power responsibly, you need internal power. This means knowing your values and living by them, understanding your emotions without being controlled by them, having a clear sense of who you are independent of others' opinions, developing the ability to self-soothe when triggered. Step 3, practice powerful kindness. There's a difference between weak kindness and powerful kindness. Weak kindness says yes to avoid conflict. Powerful kindness says no to prevent harm. Weak kindness gives to be liked. Powerful kindness gives because it chooses to. Weak kindness avoids difficult conversations. Powerful kindness has them with compassion. Step 4, set boundaries with love. This is where most people get confused. They think boundaries have to be harsh to be effective. But the strongest boundaries are set with calm certainty, not angry aggression. I understand you're upset, but I won't be spoken to that way. I care about you, and I can't enable this behavior. I respect your feelings, and I need you to respect my decision. Step 5, use your power to elevate others. The test of real power is what you do with it. Do you use it to lift others up or tear them down? Powerful people mentor instead of compete, include instead of exclude, encourage instead of discourage, empower instead of control. Step 6, stay connected to your heart. The moment you disconnect from your emotions to feel powerful, you've lost real power. True strength includes your sensitivity. Real authority includes your vulnerability. Authentic power includes your capacity to feel deeply. Don't become cold to become strong. Become so strong that you can afford to stay warm. Step 7. Practice conscious leadership. Whether you're leading a team, a family, or just yourself, practice leadership that serves rather than dominates. Ask, how can I use my influence to make things better? Not, how can I use my influence to get what I want? Step 8. Develop emotional mastery. This doesn't mean suppressing emotions. It means feeling them fully without being controlled by them. When someone triggers you, instead of reacting from the trigger, respond from your power. I notice I'm feeling defensive right now. Let me take a moment to respond thoughtfully. Step 9. Build others up. Insecure people tear others down to feel bigger. Secure people build others up because they're already big enough. Use your words to encourage, your presence to comfort, your strength to protect those who can't protect themselves. Here's what happens when you learn to hold power without becoming cold. First, you'll discover that people are drawn to you instead of afraid of you. They feel safe in your presence because your power protects rather than threatens. Second, you'll find that you can influence situations without manipulating people. Your authentic power creates change naturally, without force or coercion. Third, you'll realize that you can be strong and soft at the same time. Your gentleness becomes more powerful because it comes from choice, not weakness. But here's the most profound transformation. You'll become the kind of person you needed when you were powerless. You'll be the leader who protects instead of exploits, the authority figure who guides instead of controls, the strong person who lifts others up instead of putting them down. Nietzsche called this amor fati, love of fate. When you develop real power, you don't resent the experiences that made you feel powerless. You're grateful for them because they taught you how power should never be used. Your past powerlessness becomes the foundation of your present compassion. Your old wounds become the source of your wisdom about how to wield strength responsibly. You become living proof that power doesn't have to corrupt, that strength doesn't have to be cruel, that authority doesn't have to be cold. People will look at you and think, I want to be like that. Strong but kind, powerful but warm, confident but humble. And you'll realize that this is what real influence looks like. Not making people fear you, but inspiring them to become their best selves. You'll understand what Nietzsche meant when he said, "What does not kill me makes me stronger." Your struggles didn't just make you stronger, they made you the kind of strong that heals instead of harms. If this message resonated with you, if you're tired of choosing between power and kindness, if you're ready to become strong without becoming cold, then it's time to make a choice. You can keep believing that power corrupts, that strength requires cruelty, that to be influential, you must be cold. Or you can start developing the kind of power that heals, the kind of strength that protects, the kind of authority that serves. The world doesn't need more cold, cruel people in positions of power. It needs more warm, strong people who understand that real power is the ability to make others feel powerful too. Your gentleness is not weakness, it's strength under control. Your kindness is not naivety, it's power choosing love. Subscribe if you're ready to self-decode, because the most powerful thing you can do is become so strong that you can afford to be gentle, so secure that you can afford to be vulnerable, so confident that you can afford to be kind. That's not just power, that's wisdom.